Are there other cars out there that I would want, but I would have to sell this car to get it for? Possibly, yes. I think going way back to when all of us were kids, there were probably cars that, growing up, you know, when you're young kids, teenager years and stuff like that, where you always wanted them. I think we probably all had posters of Lamborghinis or Dodge Vipers or something like that, at least in the era that I grew up in. Now it's a little bit different. But as the years go by and time goes by, you become to realize that maybe not all the cars on that list are quite achievable, but there are other cars that you really strive to get, that you really want. For some people, like this 0304 Cobra, they strive to get one of these. This is what they want. This is one of their dream cars. And for me, it definitely was as well. That doesn't necessarily mean just because I have this car now that there isn't other things that I would like to have. But then it comes down to the fact that probably 95 to 99.5% of most of the scenarios come down to having to sell this to get something else. And it brings up the question of, are there other things that you could possibly, that are feasible, that you could achieve in getting, but it would mean giving up one of your dream cars to get, and what would that be, and what would be your reasons for doing it? I put two cars in the thumbnail for a reason. One of them was the 2020 to 2022 GT500, and the other one being the Dodge Viper. The GT500 represents more of the modern era type car, which I'll get into in just a minute, and the Dodge Viper relates more to the older style type car, even though the car in the thumbnail was, I believe it was an ACR, which is way out of my price range, regardless of selling this car or not only for me, but for a lot of people as well. But as a whole, the Dodge Viper is something that I would really like to have. This car in particular, the 0304 Terminator, is such an amazing car. Even thinking of potentially selling this one day is a real tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, and for me as well. But I think in order to do something like that, it has to be that next bar for you. If I were to sell this, I would want something, it's twofold, and it goes back to the thumbnail, something more modern like the 2020 GT500, which has all of this tech built into it, nice big 12-inch screen, amazing suspension, so much tech, like as far as changing the modes for track mode, the packages you could get with it, the track package, carbon fiber package, which is quite pricey, technology package, all that stuff, where with these Cobras, that's a big truck. With these cars, this is what you get. There's no variations of it at all. This Mustang in particular is such a huge icon in the American car scene, going back almost 20 years, but another car that achieved that status was a Dodge Viper, and I mean, that is a really, really tough decision, where if I had the means on the other end and sold this and was able to get into a Dodge Viper, would I really do it? That's a really, really tough call. The Viper is so iconic in its own right, and you know what I want you guys to say in the comments, you can put whatever you want, but I'm focusing on just these two cars. There are many other great cars out there, but I'm trying to think like in terms of what could possibly feasibly happen. Could I possibly get into a GT500 at one point? It's possible if the right things in my life happen. The same thing with a Dodge Viper. It's possible. Probable? Maybe not so much, but possible? Yeah. Of course, the most common answer, and the one that makes the most sense, is keep both. Keep the Cobra and buy whatever else you want. But for myself, and probably for a lot of people that's probably not in the cars to be able to do that. But it brings the question of, if you had the chance to do it, could you really sell the dream car you have now, whether it's an 03, 04 Cobra or some other car you have, to maybe get a car that's that next notch up? And even if it is a car that's a notch up, letting go of something that you wanted for so long and put in so much effort to finally get, that's still really hard. I'll watch videos and look at ads for sale for GT500s, the 2020 to the 22, and watching videos on it and think, while I'm sitting there on my couch, oh yeah, I would definitely sell the Cobra to buy one of those. Or I'm reading through, just articles on them, looking at pictures, it's like, yeah, way better vehicle. I would definitely sell this to get one. But then I walk into the garage and look at it, and it's so iconic, and you think to yourself, man, could I really go through with this? Could I really sit down, write up an article to put this car up for sale and watch someone drive away with it, or put it on a trailer and drive away with it? Man, that's tough. When I think about it, and it comes right down to it, of actually writing up an ad for this car, putting it up for sale online, and watching someone drive away with it, or watching someone put it on a trailer and drive away with it, that's really tough. That's like getting hit in the junk with a pool cue. So you may be wondering, does that mean the next video that pops up there's going to be something else on the channel? No, there isn't. This car, for the foreseeable future, it's not going anywhere. These are just kind of like talking points and speculation. Because every once in a while that idea does pop up in my head of, if I could get something else, would I sell the car? But when it comes right down to it, actually being able to sell it, it's a lot easier sitting on the couch watching GT500 videos saying I'm going to sell it, and then actually sitting down and realistically making an ad to do it. Two totally different worlds. And I'm not at that other world at this point with this car. So let me know down in the comments below, do you have your dream car and you would not go above that, what you currently have? I mean, there's always the stuff that's way above, like Bugatti Veyrons and McLarens and stuff like that, that completely outclass something like a Mustang. But I'm talking like in terms of something that if a few things went right and you were able to sell your car, would you actually do it and get into something else? It's a real tough decision. Even just thinking about it's a tough decision. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. If this is your first time here, a sub would be greatly appreciated. It really does help the channel grow more. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a like. Above all else, thanks for watching.